So welcome back to my channel. We gotta get into these episodes of Married at First Sight, these last couple episodes, because it's a wrap, y'all. Divorce is upon us. And I have to say, free my girl Lauren. Free my girl, okay? Because so much has happened, but let's get into it. Now, this is a prime example of when you have not healed from your trauma. It will show up in your relationship, okay? Orion is a person who has these schemas, these goggles that he is looking through from the viewpoint of a victim, okay? I think that he has taken on this personality, and people don't realize sometimes your trauma becomes your personality. And so we see how in this relationship with Lauren, it's Lauren, him, and his trauma gets triangulated into this relationship. And so the trauma for him will always be a third because he has not dealt with it. He has not worked through it. I think a lot of people, as much as they don't want to admit, some of y'all are him. It may not be to the extent that he is acting. It may not be that type of trauma related to our origins, ancestral trauma, but y'all are bringing that same mess into your relationship, and your partner has no way of surviving or making the relationship work because they were set up from the beginning. They walked into a situation where their partner is not healed. Whether that's mommy trauma, daddy trauma, whether that's trauma from your past relationships, whether that's ancestral or origin trauma, okay? A lot of people are him, but nobody wants to talk about that. And I think it was a disservice from, of course, the experts, production, producers. I've said in other videos that I was like, on paper, maybe, but what's it really giving? Okay, once some cameras are gone, once the experts are not in the room, and just these two people, what's it gonna give, okay? Because as we have seen throughout these last couple episodes, when he is not on camera, I think he says and does things that hurts her, okay? Now let's go back to this whole comment, this whole joke. Now, I feel like Lauren throughout this season thus far has done so much emotional labor. And now I'm gonna put the definition at the bottom here because some of y'all don't know what emotional labor is, but she has been educating him about African American culture, Black culture, when it came to wearing the bonnet. Okay, when it came to laying them edges. Now mine are looking good because these braids are still fresh, but when it came to those things, it was okay for her to educate him, but it wasn't okay for him to have to, I guess in his eyes, sit with a woman who made negative comments in the past, jokes about his culture. And he is someone who has this victim arc that he can't see past, and I think normally people see that and they feel sorry for him. I think he probably should have been matched or probably has been in relationships in the past with women who are more malleable, women who are more used to not having a voice. And so Lauren is continuing to be compassionate, continuing to give in, continuing to try and make it work with somebody who from the beginning to me wasn't ready. Not only was he not ready, I feel like early on it wore off for him. The feeling of marriage wore pretty quickly, and he probably was over it after the first couple of days because he was never ready to be married. And then he started to look for something. I need an out. And sometimes in relationships, people need an out to make them feel like, oh, finally I found it. She likes this, I don't, that's my out. And for him, the out was the joke, the comment. And she says she continues to educate herself and try and Google, learn more about Native American culture, about indigenous people, but that was not good enough because in his mind, he needs to be the victim. I need to keep this victim arc. It could have been subconsciously, consciously, because people feel sorry for me. And to me, he says that if he was to stay with her, he would be representing the entirety of the Native American indigenous culture and how that would look bad. You're already embarrassing them, okay? Because I would think from that perspective, it's making it seem like this is how Native American or indigenous people are when everyone's not like that. This is a him thing. This is not us, okay? And he reminds me of someone who probably has a mother figure or female figures in his life who probably coddle him, okay? So you have all these things, unresolved trauma, having a mother who probably coddled him. I think he still lives with his mama too. So all those things to now be with a strong Black woman, it could have been a strong Latino woman, whoever it was, if they were strong and fierce, it was never going to work, because that does not fit into that victim arc that I have about myself, okay? Now, it's finally over, thank God, because I don't know if I can sit through any more episodes of Lauren falling on the sword for this person. She really wanted to make her relationship work with somebody who didn't, okay? Now, the rest of this season, I'm probably not going to watch, because at this point, they don't need to be together, nobody. I'm not even sure if anyone makes it this season. So what is the point of me watching another, 30, 40 episodes only for to get to decision day? And no, we don't want to be together. They really need to go back and rework the experts, how they pick people, give people therapy prior to putting a camera in their face. Really doing more deep diving into who they are, because it's broken. It's not working anymore, y'all. It hasn't worked in a long time. And you're ruining people's lives in some aspect, because this is now on the internet forever. I'm never really gonna be able to escape. Oh, you're that girl from Married at First Sight who didn't get married. Now, will they work through it and maybe get over and move past it in their lives? Yes, but it will always be there. So you have to think about these things when it comes to putting people on TV and matching them for the sake of marketing, advertisement dollars. These are people's lives. But, let me know your thoughts. Do you think they should have kept going? Did the experts do a disservice to them and they could have intervened a lot more? Once again, free my girl, Lauren. I'm so happy that it's over, y'all. But let me know your thoughts. We could talk about it. Let's get into it. Like this video, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.